welcome to our 7th episode from the Horsebox. I'm Kate.
And I'm Claire. In our part of the world, the Corbett family in Malpas, Cheshire, doesn't need a lot of introducing. The family have lived here for at least 3 generations. Our guest today is Richard Corbett.
Thank you for agreeing to be here, Richard. Although when we first suggested it, we didn't really think you realised we wanted to record you. Are you happy to be here behind the microphone?
Yes. Hello, everybody. I'm here now. I can't get out of it. Oh, I'm here.
Right, brilliant, Richard. We're going to tie you down. Claire and I are on the Whispering Angel, which is slipping down very easily, and I'm guessing that you're a beer drinker. What are your favourites?
Yeah, I like a pint of lager and wine. I like going to the pub to meet all our friends, country people.
It's a real pleasure, isn't it? To meet up with friends for a pint.
Not just to drink.
No.
That's a very dark lager in front of you at the moment, I see.
Yeah, well...
He's on the Guinness. Anyway, cheers, Richard. I'm sure lots of our podcast listeners know some of the Corbett family. Can you just tell us where you fit into Clan Corbett and how the family business started?
The family business started 100 years ago by my granddad, William, which was an agricultural feed business. And then my father carried it on. Myself and my brother are the next generation. And now the lads are the 4th generation that celebrated 100 years last year. James brought himself a new wagon and he's called that Centurion.
Centurion, yes. It's a magnificent lorry.
He hoped last year to get truck of the year with it. But of course with COVID, there weren't any truck shows.
Have you driven it?
Just a little. They've only allowed me to drive it.
What's it like to drive?
Just incredible. Beyond belief. Fully automatic. Leather interior. They have to live in these wagons. Just incredible.
So what do you have to do to be Truck of the Year?
It is a complete new outfit. It's a big V8. It is all what they call airbrushed. There are all pictures all over it of all the old wagons that the family has had over the last 100 years.
How amazing.
And it's called Centurion.
Yes. Cost a lot of money.
Oh.
A lot of money.
And can you manoeuvre it through Malpas?
Yeah.
Everyone manoeuvres around you, I should think.
Yeah.
Now, you had a childhood of freedom, only dreamed of today, with adventures on ponies or fishing with your siblings and friends. What did you get up to, and who were your Malpas friends at that age?
Good childhood. We lived next door, down Whitchurch Road. We lived next door to the Dodds. Ros, I grew up with. Ros Hughes, I grew up with. And we just spent all our time on ponies, all over the Goodmoors, everywhere, the Whiteshes, gymkhanas, shows, hunter trials, hacked everywhere to the hunt meets. I was one of about half a dozen girls.
So it was you and all these girls, Richard?
Yes, I'm afraid so. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it really was. If we had to go a long distance, then Ros would get Stockton's cattle wagon and all the ponies in the back, and we were in the little compartment behind the cab, myself and 3 or 4 girls all the time.
What a hardship.
Yeah.
Did you get into trouble? Get into trouble at any time?
Girls had safeties in numbers.
No, not really. No, I can't think of getting into
We're all
trouble
very
at all.
envious.
Yeah.
So you built the bonfire and they did the cooking on your fishing expeditions and things?
What are your memories of Pony Club? You did say that it was very different. Was it stricter or...
Yeah,
than
perhaps. I think it was. I think as children we were always frightened of, I don't know whether I should say names, but Mrs. Reed was very good.
Yes, you can be nice about people.
I think we always respected our elders. I think that was more to the point.
But you had a lot of fun. You were allowed to do fun things in the Pony Club. It wasn't so much health and safety.
It was all good fun.
Yeah.
We'd hacked from Malpas to Reeds to the Gathley. What's that? 3 miles?
You had a lot more
I think
freedom.
that was part of the fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In return for the hard work of the demands of the tap cleaning.
Yes.
You had a lot more to do with
We
that.
were religiously looked after our tack and etiquette and well turned out. I think that stuck with me right the way through my life, really.
So you went to Bishop Heber School, which was obviously much smaller in those days, and you met a lot of local friends there too.
Yeah. When I went to the Heber, there was 250 of us. I think there's over 1,000 now.
So Malpas has obviously grown a lot. I mean, what other changes have you seen in Malpas since those days?
As I got into 10, 12, did a paper round for the corner shop in Malpas for Den Bradley, 7 days a week.
So Den Bradley had the shop?
Yeah.
And did you deliver all the papers, or was there...
Yeah, there's quite a few paper boys.
All right. Even
girls,
more nowadays.
I think. Yeah, 7 days a week. First thing in the morning. And
Chuck them over the hedge, or did you have to put them in the...
No. We were very good. School was good. Okay. Plenty of sport, which is what I loved more than anything.
What were you good at?
Did a lot of table tennis.
Did you?
I represented Wales juniors at table tennis. Only a couple of times. But, football. A couple of games of rugby until I had a bad accident. Oh, good days.
Happy days.
Very
Good
sporty.
days.
Now, was the hunting you remember as a boy always around Malpas?
Yeah.
I know you hacked to the meets, but where was the furthest you went?
Yeah, we were encouraged to go hunting, made welcome. We'd hack to Tushingham, Coddington, days hunting, and hack home. Enjoyed every single minute of it.
So you were encouraged as children. You remember being encouraged to?
Yeah.
By the adults?
Yeah.
Mm.
Who was hunting the
In
hounds?
those days, we hunted with Wilkin. After Wilkin was Lander, wasn't it?
I think so.
So, and as you got older, you'd hunt on a Saturday and point to point on the Sunday. Did you enjoy?
No, we wouldn't. We qualified properly, a full day's hunting and that. And then at the end of the season, if everything was still going okay, we'd point to point. And in those days, it was what I call proper amateur. Today, I think it's got a bit expensive.
Yes, it's all changed, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So after leaving school, you learned a trade and worked locally. Can you tell us about your first job?
I served my time as an electrician and started work at Malpas Electrical, which was by the church. And we used to go to work in Chester in a Ford Popular van with 3 forward gears. Yeah, good. I think.
Did you enjoy this?
Yeah. I've enjoyed everything. All. I think I got about £6 a week.
But you were still harbouring your desire to drive those big feed wagons just down the road.
Yeah. At the end of my electrical work, I always wanted to work with my dad and my brother.
Yeah.
And didn't carry on my electrics and went working with my dad and my brother on the wagons.
Because you knew about the horse side of things.
Yeah, I loved the horse side of things. My brother liked the farming side of it.
So what do you feel was your main contribution to the feed business?
Yeah. Well, I pushed for lots of different feeds. Got the Spillers agency. Always loved dealing with the horse people and going to the stables.
Advising them what to feed.
Yeah. Even, remember taking 20 ton of oats down to Fred Rymel's, all up the elevator, 20 ton of oats to Reg Hollinshead's, Sangsters, Lord Levyhulme. Yeah, good.
And you did say that you remember the old stud groom, the Wednesday stud groom, Harry Bowen, coming in. Would you just give us a little impression of what he would ask?
In those days, the horses, when they come back from hunting, they'd have a nice warm bran mash. They'd boil barley and linseed. They'd have a feed of that once a week. All good, proper, what I call straights. But no, very, very interesting, Harry was. I'm not sure whether he came to the Winstead with Mr. Roger Hewitt.
So
I'm not sure.
There must have been a lot of established businesses in Malpas. Was yours one of the oldest? And what were some of the others alongside you?
I think it probably was.
Can you remember any of the others?
You see, I started at the electrics at Rooks. There was J.W. Witchley's Clubs. That was a electrical shop. My uncle in the middle of Malpas, opposite John Huxley's shop that's there now, was a petrol station.
Oh.
My Uncle Oliver was a mechanic and served petrol there.
Along the high street?
Right opposite John Huxley's. Yeah.
So when did you meet Carol?
About 45 years ago. We always used to go to a church. All the lads went to a church.
Is she a Whitchurch girl?
Yeah. Carol's, I termed Carol as a townie. She's not into country sports or anything like that.
But you've 2 sons, haven't you? 2 sons or 3 sons?
3 sons.
3 sons.
Yeah. All good lads. James runs the wagons for Paul.
He's in charge of Centurion.
He's the eldest. Guy is next. He's the mechanic. He looks after all the wagons. And Luke is a bricklayer. 5 grandchildren. They all live within a couple of miles of us. So.
And you're in charge of the grandchildren's ponies?
Try, but...
You must be a wonderful granddad with all these skills. You really must. Be the favourite granddad. Now, you bought Wycherley's in Malpas next, and the shop had a very unique atmosphere. Can you just describe a little bit what it was like in Wycherley's saddlery shop?
Yeah, 25 years ago, the lads took my sort of place, if you like, in the family business, and thought we'd have a go at Wycherley's. Still within the horse world. I had 3 saddlers upstairs, and it was also a hardware do-it-yourself shop.
So
very old-fashioned.
So the saddlery was something you took to, you learnt it as you went along, and you...
Yeah, I got very interested and learned a new trade.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah. It was too late to change the newer styles, which Wycherley's were absolutely one of the best, but didn't change with new styles.
It was
fashion.
It was a centre of excellence,
Yes,
wasn't it?
yes,
Wycherley's?
yes.
And there are still people using their tack now.
Yes.
But your mother and grandmother, you were saying, were
yeah,
good seamstresses and...
my gran was a tailoress. My mum was very talented with her sewing and upholstery, and probably that's where I got it from to become a saddler.
Well, you've got great skill at doing it. So everyone brings their saddlery and rugs and everything that needs mending to you. Can you tell us some of the most unusual things you've had to repair or make?
I think probably for Stallion AI, I make a mare leather neck cover and also a dummy mare neck cover, and also some cases for them to take the semen,
collect cases,
the semen off the stallion.
You and Tullis sit down and design all these, do you?
I think we're just a practical
right.
family.
Perhaps we better not take this.
Just very practical, I think.
Physically, is it the work tiring on your hands and your eyes?
No, love every minute of it.
Goodness.
Very satisfying. I didn't think I could sit behind a desk all day, every day. But I think it's very, very satisfying.
So you find it therapeutic?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Working with the leather. I mean, leather is a beautiful...
Yeah. And I buy the hides and make, repair, whatever. Yeah.
Do you think country people are more keen to mend their belongings than buy new?
Yes.
I think that's a sort of
yes.
trait.
And the older generation. I think the youngsters, they can't be bothered to repair. They don't look after this stuff. I'm sorry to say that, but
I think there's a lot of pleasure in having something of quality mended, isn't there?
Yeah.
Do you think there's sort of fashions in tack that sort of come and go? Do you see?
Yeah, it's changing all the time. All different gear. We've lost it.
There's not so much leather input.
Walsall used to be the heart of the leather industry, but no, it's very sad now. It's very sad, Walsall is.
And what about music? Do you have some music on for a bit of...
Yeah, I have radio too. I'm not into
But from now on, you'll obviously be having podcasts.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Now we know knows what a podcast is. Yeah. And what about your holidays? I know you enjoy a good holiday, a well-deserved holiday. Where's your favourite?
Yeah, Carol likes the sun. We've got to the stage where we just like cruising. Done the Caribbean.
Have you?
And the Med.
On the big boats?
Yeah. Which is quite good for me because there's always something interesting, different places, because I get a bit fed up. Yeah,
like being occupied.
Watching the boat go into sort of port and all that.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible the way they manoeuvre these.
You want to be careful, Richard. I'm sure they'd be, after you for helping them out, doing something with all your skills. Now, moving on to following hounds on the bikes, motorbikes. You all had the right instincts to be in the right place at the right time. In the days of Robin Gundry, was it, and Neil Ewart? Can you tell us a bit about the gang and who was there and what fun you had?
I finished with horses probably 25 years ago and tootled off on a bike and saw a different side to hunting. The hounds, the countryside, the lads, the characters, and we'd all sort of meet up down at the Card Arms. Everybody would have a tale to tell or a different story about the day's hunting. Mr. Gundry had a good team, but every day is a good day to go hunting.
I'm sure there's a lot of joshing and making fun of different characters. Can you remember anything? Maybe if you were in the wrong place at the wrong time, I'm sure.
Yeah. Some you win some, you lose some. You just got to look at things, whether to go right, whether to go left.
And you didn't fall off your bike like people fall off their horse?
Oh, yeah.
Did you?
We've been off the bikes a few times, especially we spent a lot of time after the hunting season stag hunting down Devon, Somerset, and of course we went all over the moors and that there. It was just absolutely incredible.
That's quite a tough ride.
Yeah, it really was. And you've got to keep up, because if you get left behind, you're in the wilderness.
You'd be lost.
Yeah. It was a bit frightening sometimes. But again, getting back to characters, people, absolutely incredible.
Yes.
Really, really were.
Now, this is the question I've been longing to ask about. You were a volunteer firefighter for many years. Can you tell us a bit about what you did and what it was like?
Yeah, when I went to the shop 25 years ago, I was approached to ask if I'd like to join the fire brigade. Went for it. I served 21 years as a retained firefighter at Malpas, which life always revolved then around the fire brigade, because we always tried to be available as much as we possibly could. So I'd always got to make sure that if my alerter went off, there was always somebody there for me to dash off and the shop could carry on.
Yes, I remember your buzzer.
Yeah.
Yes.
I always had to sleep in my pyjamas, because in the middle of the night I'd be straight out, downstairs, keys, and onto the fire engine in my pyjamas.
Really? And then get changed on the way?
Yeah.
And what did you have to do? What was the most major event that you were called to?
Everything you can think of. We did relief for the full-timers in Chester.
But when you went to an actual, can you tell us about one actual memorable fire rescue that you had to do? Is there anything that stands out?
Yeah, I received an award. I helped rescue 150 pigs.
Good Lord.
In a wagon which had turned over onto its side.
Oh.
Goodness me.
Now, pigs won't do what you want them to do.
They won't save themselves.
So all the hierarchy, had all sorts of ideas. Anyway, after a certain time of trying this and trying that, I said, come out of the way. And in I got, on my hands and knees, and the lads on the tailboard and me in the wagon, we roped every peg by its leg and pulled it out of the wagon.
With you catching the pigs?
Yes, I was in the wagon. I was the only one in the wagon on my hands and knees. I got stuck in, and I got an award for that.
Goodness me.
Bravery award.
If ever we want rescuing Kate, we need to keep in with Richard.
Lots of horses in, ditches, pets. But in the early days, we got stuck in and rescued them. Today, or let's say when I finished, there had to be a
risk assessment.
A risk assessment.
Yes, before you.
Yeah, before we did anything.
Yeah.
Sometimes you've got to be cruel to be kind.
Mm. You've got to be practical as well.
Yes.
All your
Good
jobs,
days.
Richard, you're not afraid of very much, are you? The firefighting, the electrician job doesn't come without, possibility of burns, and, the pointing and hunting you've done. You're not afraid of very much, are you?
No.
Hang on, we haven't done the log business yet.
Really?
That's a current little sideline, is it?
Yeah, just that's just something that sort of happened and has just got very
You've
busy.
got all the contacts, haven't you, for everything? You know everybody, and
I think so.
the contacts are in and around Malpas, and the people skills as well.
Yeah.
Right, well, I think we're going to finish up with quickfire questions, and Claire is going to start.
Right, bike or horsepower?
Both. Both is good.
Favourite television programme?
Documentaries, nature programmes.
Santorini or Scotland?
Scotland for me, Santorini for Carol. So I have to go to keep the pace.
Conditioning mix or oats?
Oats.
Vegetables or flowers?
Flowers.
Steak or sea bass?
Both.
Now,
Hang on, we got one more. Ping pong or table tennis?
Ping pong is table tennis, isn't it?
I thought they were slightly different.
Right, what is the difference?
Well, I can't tell you the difference.
we're talking to the Welsh champion,
No.
so we can't argue. Thank you, Richard, for being the wonderful guest we knew you would be. And although we have let him get away without giving us his joke or motto, we can say that in his life and in answering our questions, like Sinatra, he does it his way.
I think his buzz has gone off and he's done a runner. It was fascinating talking to Richard. All types of horsepower, from Centurion, horses and bikes.
I think we'll let him off as well, as we can't be without Corbetts feeds for all our animals, not just the horses, run by 4 generations of the family.
Malpas in Cheshire, even although it has seen changes and growth, is still a go-to place for getting things done. Richard's leatherwork and repairs keep so many of us safe. So, Claire, we'll have to brush up on our table tennis skills. Or is it ping pong? Thank you to all our listeners for joining us.
If you have enjoyed From the Horsebox, tell your friends and share, and maybe even give us a review. And we look forward to next time, when it could be you in the driving seat.